422 YouTube, it's back, and let's get straight into it. So I do play balanced on the defensive style. Ignore the custom tactics in front of you right now because they are going to change. But before we get started, guys, if you want to drop a like on today's video for me, drop a comment down below, hit that subscribe button to my channel. We are well on the way to 20k, and also hit that bell so you do get a notification every time I do drop a brand new video. That would be incredible. So 422 YouTube, the width, weird I know, but 47. Okay, I do play 47 on the defensive width. I don't really know why, it just works. And you know when I'm talking about my custom tactics YouTube, I like to find my happy medium G spot. So that's what it is. The happy medium G spot just works with 47. That's why I use it. And the depth YouTube, okay, so balanced on the defensive style, 47 width along with 55 depth. 55 depth, you can even up it to 60 if you want, if you are feeling a little bit daring, because the good thing about the 422 is you do have the 2 CDMs rather than the 2 centre mids kind of thing in a 442. So you can afford to be a little bit more expansive and a little bit more open. But for me, I play balanced, 47 width and 55 depth. I just find it to be the best, really. There's no real method to it. I just try a couple of things out. I experiment here and there. I just think, right, if we up this, we need to lower this and just see what works. And when I find something that works, I then bring it out for you guys on YouTube. So, balanced 47 width along with 55 depth. The offense, YouTube, the build-up play you want on balanced. And when you read what it says, it's kind of like very logical why you use it. This tactic is used for a balanced team that maintains its formation. Players will support and make runs when they think it's the right time to do so. So the emphasis is kind of like on the AI, which I like, you know. We can then use it ourselves if we want to, but balance is the way to go. Long ball is definitely a viable option. I don't particularly like it too much, but it is 100% viable. With long ball, the team will make runs for long balls into space behind the opposing back line or up to a target man. Strikers who are fast with a good attacking positioning attribute are best at this tactic. So, if you are using like a Team Lee and Mbappe or something like that, long ball is good. But for me, balance is what I use. And YouTube is back. Direct passing is back, ladies and gentlemen. It is back. And the reason for this, I'll show you what it does on the screen. Once the team enters the attacking zone with possession, players will create chances by making runs for passes into space behind the opposing back line. Very important in behind the opposing back line, especially with how overpowered the chip through balls are this year. Strikers who are fast with a good attacking positioning attribute are best at this tactic. So, remember YouTube, I've been a firm believer and a firm advocate for the balanced and direct passing. I went away from it for a couple of weeks, really. I thought a couple of patches did nerf the direct passing, but as the game's now been patched again, I feel like direct passing is back. I really do. I definitely feel like it's back. The width, YouTube, 53. I know it's a weird number. There's no real method behind it, but I just like my lamb and my ram to be a little bit wider than normal, but also not too wide, you know what I'm saying? I don't want them to be playing like the left mid and right mid in a 4-4-2. I want them to still be in that central zone so I can finesse shot with them. That is kind of like what I do use my lamb and ram for. So 53 on the width. Players in the box, YouTube. It normally is 7, but now. Things have changed, YouTube. FIFA 22 has changed. Things have changed. So, 6 players in the box is back. That's what I like to rock and roll with. I find it to be the most effective and the most overpowered. So 6 players in the box now. A couple of patches have changed it. I've always been a big advocate for 7. Now I'm 6. It just works the best. And YouTube, remember, if you're going to take anything from the video, lower your corners and free kicks down from 3 and 3 to 2 and 2. It will stop you getting counter-attacked on so much. Just trust me. I'm a big believer in that. It helps you tenfold. Believe you me, it does. Now, how do I set my team up in the 4-2-2? I set it up like so. R9 and Mbappe are my 2 strikers. Messi as my ram, along with Ronaldo as my lamb. Hullet and Kante as my 2 CDMs, just patrol in the middle of the park. They do it very well. I kind of like the big and little like opposite that I've got. Obviously, Kante being the midget and Hullet being the absolute tank. I kind of like that vibe that we're rocking and rolling with there. And then, of course, the back 4 stays the same with Van der Sar in net. Player instructions. This is where things have changed, YouTube. I just have getting behind on my strikers. That's it. They're getting behind. It says they make forward runs in behind the defence. Pretty self-explanatory. I did used to have come back on defence on both my strikers. That's what I used to play like that. But now, I just have it on basic defence support. And the reason being is I've actually been reading what the player instructions do. And having them on basic defence support, they come back to support the defence when needed. pretty self-explanatory, right? So when needed, they'll come back and help. When not, they'll stay at the pitch, and that's what I want. I don't want to be too defensive or too attacking in the 4-2-2, you know? I want it to be perfect. I want to find the happy medium G-spot I like to always talk about. YouTube, you should know by now in my Ram and my Lamb, come back on defence and get into the box for cross. The reason I have get into the box for cross is if they make runs into the penalty area in crossing situations. And I like to be a simple man, you know. I like to think of FIFA as a simple game. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. You don't need to overthink it. The more players you have in the box, the more likely you are to score goals. It really is that simple, YouTube. And that's why I like to think when I'm doing these YouTube videos is the more players you have in the box, the better it is. And I have the exact same thing on my Lamb as my Ram. So come back on defence and get into the box for cross. The get into the box for cross, very important. I feel like it does help with the attacking side of the game with the 4-2-2. YouTube, my 2 CDMs, okay, I have both of them. Very important. I have both of them on balanced attack. Balanced attack and cover centre. That's it. And you might be thinking, wow, Wolfie, that is way too open for my liking. But trust me, this works. By the way, YouTube, these custom tactics do work for both old gen and new gen. So if you do think you are getting left behind on old gen, you're not. They work for both old gen and new gen. So happy days. But remember, if you are someone that does struggle defensively, I would recommend putting one of them on stay back while attacking, okay? Because when they're on stay back while attacking, they never make forward runs while on the attack. So, for example, me, it would be my team of the year, Kante, that I put on stay back while attacking. But I like having them on balanced. I feel like it just works best. He says they occasionally make forward runs when the opportunity arises. So, they're not always going to be bombing forward, YouTube. I think like that's the misconception. They're not always going to be running forward at a million miles an hour. They will only occasionally make the forward runs when the opportunity arises. Very, very key point. But, again, remember, if you struggle defensively, then put one of them on stay back while attacking. YouTube, this is really, really, really simple. Really simple. Both my fullbacks on stay back while attacking. They will never make forward runs while on the attack. I don't like my fullbacks unless I'm playing a narrow, and even then I'll put most of them on stay back while attacking. It's kind of just how I'm feeling at a certain time of day, right? I never ever have my fullbacks on balance when playing a 4-2-2. I just don't think it works really. So that's why I'm on stay back while attacking. And then last but not least, my goalkeeper is on comes for crosses. So the goalkeeper will come off his line more often when defending crosses. Very important, especially when you're using a big keeper like Van der Sar. You're going to want to utilise that come for crosses. And you're going to want him as a sweeper keeper. The sweeper keeper, aggressive in coming outside of the box and challenging opponents for loose balls. So when your opponent is chipped through balling over the top and stuff like that, your goalkeeper will come off his line. And that right there, YouTube, is my 4-2-2 post-patch custom tactics for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like on it, drop a comment down below, hit that subscribe button to my channel. We're well on the way to 20k, and hit that bell so you do get a notification every time I do drop a brand new video. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity, PMA, positive and latitude. Peace out. One love.